Coming up on Full Force Nature.
Grab the rope!
A man is caught in a flash flood in Southern California. He's stranded on the roof of his car, and the rescue is on.
Come on now, come on!
In southern Utah, a small creek swirls out of control.
There it goes, guys. Holy crap.
A twister in Kansas rips apart a brand new home.
Oh, these poor people.
Oh my God!
Get inside the eye of Florida's worst hurricane season ever. See what happens when a man on a snowmobile tries to outrun an avalanche.
Violent F4, F5 category tornado.
And follow a storm chasing tour in South Dakota as they hit the motherlode.
That is a monster.
Dramatic tales told by the people who lived them. Coming up on Full Force Nature. Full Force Nature. Maybe you think you won't be caught. That's what one California man thought. East of downtown LA, a man is trapped on top of his car in a flash flood on the Coyote Creek.
We received a call for a vehicle that had crashed into Coyote Creek, which is a concrete-lined waterway that passes through our city.
Got it!
The heavy runoff transforms the concrete channel into life-stealing rapids. The flow is so intense that the car is swept downstream like a child's toy.
Okay, no, he's coming fast. He's coming fast. Tell him to get ready. He's in the center, in the center.
What we had was the 50-foot rope bag. We could not effect a downriver rescue with that small rope bag. We had to get him off of the car and be able to get him over to the side.
Grab the rope! Grab it tight! Grab it tight! Hold on, dude! Okay, okay. Go, go, go. We're gonna pull you up. He's pulling, pulling, pulling. We got him. Keep coming. Keep pulling. Don't let go. Drop it. I don't see him. Where is he? Come on back. We got him. We got him.
A command was given to pull, pull, pull. Unfortunately, it went vertical. That was not the initial plan to go vertical with the rescue. Most people would not have been able to hold on to the rope the way he did for a vertical lift.
Come on now. Come on. Hold on. Oh, you got He's in the water. He's in the water.
Looks like his hands hit the concrete and he fell off the rope and fell in.
Fast! Yeah, there you go. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on.
The victim clings to one of the ropes on the downriver side of the bridge. Displaying incredible strength and stamina, the man surfs his way to shore and is pulled to safety.
Right on. Hold on. Good job. Yeah! Yeah!
His ordeal is finally over. Here's a tale of a different town where just when you think it's safe to go outside, it's not.
Hold on, we're going.
Anthony is down here, Harper's up here, Attica's over here.
Attica, Kansas is in the heart of Tornado Alley. Storm chasers intercept an amazing tornado outside of town.
I had been chasing for about a week and a half with some friends. So when May 12th came around, it looked very promising. That put us in the vicinity of Attica, Kansas, when a huge supercell blew up.
That's us, in the purple.
We filmed this amazing tornado.
On the ground.
And it started to move toward us, so we got east because, of course, we didn't want to be in the path of the tornado.
Chris Cridler stops 1,000 feet away from what turns out to be the opportunity of a lifetime.
There's Scott, and there's Scott's tornado.
She and fellow chaser Scott McPartland simultaneously capture their most incredible footage ever.
And Scott McPartland shouted, "Look, the house!"
Tornado crossing the road, a quarter mile. There goes, look at the house. Did you see that? The whole house came apart.
And of course, what happened next, the poor people in the house knew very well. They were hiding in the basement, thank God.
Moments later, field researchers from the Multi-Community Environmental Storm Observatory come to the aid of the family trapped in the basement of the destroyed house.
Here you go, folks. Tornado damage.
When we arrived at Attica, the entire team was momentarily speechless, seeing all the devastation and damage that had taken place. Things were about to get worse.
Suddenly, another tornado sweeps in. And the Mezzo team takes cover in the basement of this wrecked home.
Right there. I'll do all right.
Incredibly, no one dies, and two storm chasers get what they came for. Dramatic video of a very scary moment.
Did you see that? Yes, I did. What happened there? The whole house came apart.
When nature runs out of control, the results are catastrophic. Winter rains pound southern Utah, causing severe flooding on the Santa Clara Creek. The quiet stream becomes a raging river. The town of St. George is right in the path of destruction.
I received a phone call from my brother telling me that I needed to get over here pretty quickly because the river has started to change course and the speed of the river actually picked up quite a bit.
Oh my gosh,
Dusty Thompson grabs his video camera and captures the devastation.
It was just incredible the rate of erosion that was happening. It was tearing at least 5 to 10 feet every 15 minutes.
Oh crap, guys.
Within 20 minutes, one house was completely washed away.
Whoa. There it goes, there it goes, there it goes, there it goes.
Insulation spews out of this house as it plunges into the vicious current.
Oh, I got it, guys.
Up in the sky, we got our good friend Jeremy Johnson flying over.
Jeremy Johnson is a helicopter pilot who flies dangerous rescue missions.
The biggest family that I evacuated, they were stranded, and the river blocked everyone off from them. They couldn't get to them, but they didn't want to leave. And by the next day, it washed away everything. Their whole house was gone.
Next, it takes out the neighbor's garage.
Whoa, there goes the garage. Oh, they just snagged. That whole corner's sagging.
And then the neighbor's house.
Starting to crack. There it goes, guys.
Holy crap. At one moment, the entire house buckled under those piers and fell into the river and was washed away in a matter of seconds.
Crack. There it goes, guys.
Holy crap.
Roaring at the same rate as the Colorado River, the torrents gobble up the ground beneath the houses that go to a watery grave.
Whoa, 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 there's some more of the house. Look at some more of the house.
They didn't get anything out of this house. Holy crap. Between probably 2 p.m. to probably 5 or 6 p.m. on Tuesday, it took out 3 houses of our neighbors right here across the river. That's the 3rd house right here.
It was our dream house. We put it together.
It's not only property that is destroyed. Neighbors' lives and dreams are shattered.
It has a lot of meaning. It's not just a house.
And we wanted to be kind of close to the river, but not this close to the river.
There were people in back of Ernie's house and my house watching this terrible violence and destruction, which was the worst I had ever seen in my life. And I'm 84 years old.
Wait a minute. Well, there goes the bottom.
There was a crack in the back of the house, and the fire chief came and said, you might have 30 minutes to get everything out.
That's about at least 20 to 25 feet deep over there right now.
About 9:30 Tuesday, he called me and says, we're in trouble. The river's really coming hard. It's taking out trees.
Oh my gosh, our trees.
We We all stood and watched the river. Didn't think it would take our home.
Well, there goes the trampoline.
There goes the trampoline, oh no!
All the kids' toys on it.
They told me to leave immediately. About 5 minutes after I left, the rest of my whole house just fell into the river.
They told us, you got to move, you've got to get out of here.
And people just came in and they evacuated almost all of our belongings in about 40 minutes.
St. George sustains over $200 million in damage and is now a federal disaster area.
So we left, we come back the next day, and this is what we seen. No sign, no going back in to get anything. The river had taken all of it.
The flood was amazing to see what Mother Nature can do, but just equally as amazing was the volunteer effort and the community support that we have felt.
The din of construction is constant. Sometimes you have to tear down to rebuild.
We're gonna stay. We're gonna work it out.
We love this town. It's a beautiful town.
Sometimes the full force of nature catches us by surprise. It's quite a different story when you plan to be in the direct path of a hurricane.
There's the eye.
Storm chaser Mike Tice goes where no one else would or even should.
Here we are in Hurricane Island. As you can see, hurricane conditions have arrived.
He records moments that show just how powerful nature can be.
The water is completely engulfing the first floor right now.
The 2004 hurricane season was one for the record books.
That's what you call storm surge.
We had 4 landfalling hurricanes, all to hit the state of Florida within about a 2-month span.
Oh, wait. 140 mile an hour easy.
We had Hurricane Charlie come through with intense winds and just ravage the Charlotte Harbor area. We had Hurricane Francis just plunder the East Coast. We had Hurricane Ivan that came through and just had monstrous 15, 20-foot waves that came right over Pensacola Beach Barrier Island. And then we wrapped up the whole season with Hurricane Jeanne, which made landfall in almost the same exact spot that Hurricane Francis did. These people have just lost their whole livelihood, their house, their business, everything that they know on this earth has been completely ruined. And it's a very, very sad moment.
Mike puts himself in danger to spread a message of common sense.
Holy cow. The ultimate goal in storm chasing is I want to raise the awareness. I want people to realize the full force of Mother Nature.
We're in the eye wall of, last I heard, a Category 4. I don't know if it's been upgraded, but this is wild.
The next time the local officials ask them to evacuate, they're going to evacuate because they're going to remember that video they saw and they're going to think, I don't want to experience winds like that. That's crazy. I'm going to get out of here.
Wow. Golf ball to tennis ball size.
Our next story is about tourism with a twist.
Large tornado on the ground just southwest of Mitchell, South Dakota. We're gonna have twins on the ground here in just a minute.
In South Dakota, a tornado-chasing tour hits the motherlode when they have a close encounter with a swarm of twisters.
Hey, we have another developing supercell directly in front of us. We may have another tornado on the ground any minute now.
Roger Hill recalls a day when his clients got a lot more than they bargained for.
We knew somewhere on June 24th, somebody was in serious trouble. We knew there was going to be a lot of tornadoes.
Look at the multiple vortices forming. We're going to have a good tornado here, too.
What you are about to see happened in a single day in a 100 square mile area.
Another supercell formed near the town of Woonsocket, South Dakota, that produced an absolutely beautiful F3 tornado that was very visible, very photogenic.
You're going to get so close, you're going to hear the roar here in a minute.
Oh my God.
What a tornado.
Nice job.
What a tornado. That is a monster. That is a very intense tornado, people.
People were really either real, emotional, or they were just totally silent.
There's an awful lot of debris. There is a lot of debris in the air.
What a storm! What a tornado! Thank you.
It's dissipating, folks.
Yeah. And at that point, I made the decision that, hey, let's get back in the van, let's get east, and see catch up with the storm, because I just had that gut feeling that we were going to get a big monster tornado out of this thing, and we surely did.
Roger navigates, while his wife Karen pilots the van.
I just got a feeling this thing's going to drop a significant tornado.
Outside of the town of Manchester, South Dakota, the group learns very quickly the emotional roller coaster of hunting tornadoes.
We were driving along, we had winds probably blowing 50, 60 miles an hour, rain and hail falling like crazy, and all of a sudden it all stopped, and right in front of us, here was this mile-wide wedge tornado.
Hey, be careful, slow down. Oh my goodness, this is a violent tornado, people. Very violent tornado. Okay, stop, go ahead and stop right up here. Oh my God.
You are staring at the 200-mile-an-hour heartbeat of an F4 tornado.
Violent F4, F5 category tornado. Oh my God, these poor, I hope it didn't destroy anybody's house. Look at the damage.
The base of this thing was just absolutely horrendous. I don't think I had hardly ever seen such violent motion in the base of a tornado before. It was full of debris. It had just hit a bunch of houses and hit one farmstead that just ripped it to pieces.
Significant tornado damage here. Significant tornado damage.
Just by looking at this thing, you knew that if anybody was above ground when this tornado hit, that they were probably killed. We continued on just outside, maybe 2-3 miles of the town of DeSmet, and another tornado formed.
Look at the motion above us! Oh my God, I hope nobody died. Debris in the air? Yeah, I'm not surprised. Oh my God. Look at the structure of this thing. It is absolutely incredible. Absolutely incredible stovepipe.
That is incredible.
What a hose. That's a violent tornado still, very violent.
Oh my. Never in my wildest dreams. Never in my wildest dreams. Oh my God.
What a day. 16 tornadoes. There were over 50 tornadoes altogether that hit South Dakota, Minnesota, and northern Nebraska that day. What a show.
And here's what happens when things get a little too deep for an outdoor adventurer. In Montana, an extreme snowmobiler tries to scale a steep slope. As friends watch, Trennis Bear turns to ride back down. Even traveling at 60 miles per hour, the sled can't outrun the avalanche. With their own lives in peril, the spectators rev their machines and ride to safety.
I turned, I was fine, I seen it break, it broke too far in front of me. When I went to get out, go over it, there was a bank and I just shot straight in the air.
Trennis is buried alive. Friends frantically try to rescue the fallen daredevil.
I saw you raise your head and your hand once, and then you went back down.
You actually buried, totally buried. Once halfway down, I seen seen it lighten up and then hit your head.
I thought you were gone, dude.
I kept seeing daylight. I couldn't move.
Couldn't move.
A smashed up snowmobile and a cracked helmet demonstrate how lucky Mr. Bear was to walk away from this extreme encounter. That's all for this edition. We'll have more dangerous encounters next time on Full Force Nature. To make sure that you're prepared for the full force of nature, your local forecast is next, right here on the Weather Channel.